Blessings. This is your host, Caleb Gipson, bringing you another episode of The Road to Financial Freedom. Today, we'll venture into the realm of income-producing investments, which I briefly touched on 2 episodes ago. Income-producing investments are investments that produce commodities, luxuries, or some sort of necessity that would generate revenue without exhausting the investment itself. For example, in real estate, land is an income-producing investment if you're renting out a house or multifamily complex on the property. This is because the land as a rental property will not deplete itself, yet it will continue to generate revenue consistently as long as you continue to rent out its space. And even if you stop renting out the land or sell it, it still hasn't exhausted its ability to generate currency, because once you or its new owner decide to rent out the property again, it'll once again be a profitable investment. Income-producing investments produce passive income because of the implicable presupposition that their income source is inexhaustible and consistent. And since this sort of investment is passive income based by nature, you'll enjoy the lowest tax demand from the government on the money you make, unless you intermingle your income-producing investment with other kinds of investments. For example, if you start a governmentally recognized business to use in selling the products or services produced by your income-producing investment, then you may be taxed as if the money you're generating is from a non-passive income endeavor. Consulting with a professional accountant in regards to how you'll be taxed on your choice of investment can be very beneficial to your undertaking. Income-producing investments are essentially always assets, but what makes them assets is, in reality, the human mind, because in one instance, a house can be a liability that brings expenses, while in another instance, that same house can be an asset that augurs wealth. Income-producing investments are created when a person uses their mind to develop a strategy to use what they have or acquire something in order to accumulate wealth. And honestly, you do not have to be a genius or creative in how you think to develop an income-producing investment. If I have horses and 20 acres of land, I can give horse riding lessons. If I have a duplex, I can rent out half of it. The possibilities are limitless, so I won't even waste my time brainstorming about what expense could be turned into an income-producing investment by simply thinking. Yet, I will spend my time and yours cultivating the realization that many of us have a plethora of things we could transform from the expense to a source of income. Being an inveterate student of human-based studies and business, I spend a lot of time examining why people like Jeff Bezos have billions and make the art of gaining wealth look trivial, while many can't even keep enough money in their pockets to pay their bills every month. From the countless hours I've spent studying, I realized that the differentiating factor were their minds. Now, I'm not saying that they all have an extraordinarily intellectual ability to think. Rather, what I'm saying is that those who accumulate vast amounts of wealth through their own efforts always have a strong will, an obsessive desire to succeed, and a lack of understanding of the word fail. Many of these sorts of people generate much of their wealth through business and income-producing investments because they were so determined to succeed that they obsessed over an answer to their goal of getting rich until they identified a need or want demanding to be fulfilled by the public and used what they had to create an income-producing endeavor that would consistently generate revenue because of the perpetual demand their product or service would create. This didn't boil down to intellect. Instead, their fortune was fostered by their insatiable ambition and their mental preoccupation with success. Unlike most people, they had extremely high drives. Because the goal is to not only inform you, but also be the catalyst that drives you to strive for higher plateaus of financial success, I want to challenge you for the first time. Of course, I'll never know if you actually meet this challenge, but you will, and that's good enough, because the extraordinary ones go the extra mile and do anything necessary to accomplish their goal. Whether you have this determination or not is best known by you, so that you know the truth of who you are and who you are not. First, are in life right now as far as finances go. Once you have a good picture of where you currently are, I want you to think about where you want to be financially and what you want to have. Then, once you have a good idea of what you want and where you want to be, write down what you want and where you want to be, and read your desires out loud every night before you go to sleep. Then, as you walk around your home, look at everything you own and ponder on how it functions and how you could possibly utilize the function of that thing in a way that would get you to where you want to be financially by creating a consistent income source without exhausting itself as a resource. When you come up with ideas, write them down or save them in the memo pad on your phone. And lastly, when you think of an idea you really think could work, try it and take a chance on yourself. And do not be afraid of failure. By investing in yourself, you succeeded and developed the ability to turn previous expenses into potential income-producing investments. Plus, by reading your desires out loud every day, you'll create a mental fixation that will attract the satisfaction of your desires as long as you read it aloud while in a positive state of mind and have genuine faith that you will get what you desire. I cannot stress the importance of being positive and having faith that you'll receive whatever you write down in time, as long as you accompany this mind state with the practice of actively looking for a way to turn what you have into an income-producing asset. Many people never accomplish what they want to accomplish due to incessant negativity and a lack of faith in themselves and the method they're using. My goal is to bring successful people in the world of business and investing. So, challenge yourself by trying the method I've described to you while focusing on positivity and believing that you'll get where you want to be in life. What motivated me to challenge you in this way is the fact that I always give examples in my podcast about how to implement what I've informed you of. Today, I want to do something different. Instead of thinking for you by giving you examples of strategies, I want you to think for yourself and develop your own strategies based off of the knowledge I've expounded and the resources you have. Plus, I wanted to present you with the proper mindset that will help you find an income-producing investment where others only see trash, while getting you to develop the faith, desire, and enthusiastic positivity needed to patiently persevere until your investment brings forth the fruition of your desires. Of course, it will be necessary that you actively put in the work needed to produce a usable product that will get you to where you want to be in life. So, don't think I'm simply saying, think like this and get rich. What I'm really saying is think like this and you'll get rich if you back up your ideas and desires with practical action. Thought is power when it comes to income-producing investments, because you must ponder on what can be used in a way that will keep money coming in, while the investment itself maintains its ability to produce the consumable products the customers will buy. Yet, even if you decide you want to accumulate, let's say, $10,000 per week, and realize that you can use your ability to cook well and your personal stove to begin preparing and selling gourmet meals you intend to sell from home, you'll never reach your goal if you don't start putting your idea in motion. Therefore, your power, which was the thought process, only has potential value. To turn that value into real value, you must actualize your idea by using kinetic motion to take action and produce material results. Notice I use the terms potential and kinetic as if we were speaking about energy. I use these expressions purposely so that you'd associate what I'm saying with science, since I'm explaining to you the science of getting rich. Keep in mind, science is a term that denotes a branch of systematic study or a method. For all intents and purposes, in this episode, I've given you a method that I myself have systematically studied for years now, so that you can apply this method to income-producing investments, but just know that this method is applicable to any endeavor that is associated with you acquiring something that you desire. As usual, I want to thank Jay Renee for making this possible, and all of my listeners for taking the time to hear what I have to say. Hopefully, what I've said can be of some use to you. so, that's on the one who sent me. And with that, I'll leave as I came. In peace.